This is John D'Agostino with D'Agostino and Associates, the injury firm, and I'm proud to be a sponsor and partner of WABC Radio and Sid and Friends in the Morning, live from Israel. God bless America.
I'm attorney Jenna D'Agostino, continuing the legacy my father, John D'Agostino, started 35 years ago.
I grew up on these New York and New Jersey streets. They shaped me. I'm attorney John D'Agostino from D'Agostino and Associates, the injury firm.
Call our team first.
888-24-LAW-24. 888-24-LAW-24. D'Agostino Law Bite Back.
The cold winter weather is coming, and the team at Peerless Boilers, they're ready to help you prepare for this season. It's time to make sure your home is nice and warm for the cold weather. Save loads of money on your fuel bill. Do it now before it's too late and you've got a mess on your hands. Start thinking about replacing your old beast of a boiler with a new high-efficiency Peerless Boiler. Go to peerlessboilers.com, pop in your zip code, and you'll find a dealer near you. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best-built boilers, and proud sponsor of Sid and Friends in the Morning, live from Israel.
This is Sid and Friends in the Morning. 77 WABC.
Another Hall of Fame inductee right here, the great band Foreigner. Feels like the first time. So nice job, Lou Rufino. We get Dionne Warwick and Foreigner in hour number one, both inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this weekend. So that was a big weekend in Cleveland. Of course, you've got a huge weekend coming up in New York. Sunday, of course, once again at Madison Square Garden. All right, so every day I go to almost every day I go to the gym in my neighborhood. My buddy Sean Cerrone's got a great gym, Burn Fitness, right there in Rockaway. And I met a guy weeks and weeks and weeks ago. Name is Shane Siederman, and his buddy Jonathan. And we got to talking quite a bit in the gym, and I guess they found out who I was. Maybe my picture on the front door gave it away. I don't know. Turns out that Shane's a great American, a really smart guy, brilliant economic mind, works for Bay Ridge Financial in Brooklyn. And we start talking about the economy, and next thing you know, Shane's on the program, and everybody loved him. They loved him. So he's back again this morning, once again, just 15 days away from the election, with the economy right behind the border, I think, as one of the most important issues and one of the reasons why you have to be a moron not to vote for Donald Trump. So here he is from Bay Ridge Financial, my friend Shane Siederman. Shane, good morning, buddy. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Sid. It's great. You're a great American, the things you're doing for the middle class. I mean, you always look out for the people, and I think it's fabulous that you get different minds on there to explain things.
Well, I appreciate that. You're one of those minds. And, you and I talk about gold. I know you hear my friend on this show. He comes on every couple of weeks to talk about gold, Brandon Thor from the Thor Metals Group. And you're always telling me that you like it. You know, you think that gold is a great investment. We've got a bunch of different gold companies on this station, but Thor is my guy. But every time I see you, it seems like you get higher and higher on gold. And you've been that way, correct me if I'm wrong, for many years. Isn't that right?
Yeah, 100%. So what I look at is I look at the fiat currency that they print money ridiculous. And just to highlight that, your guy is doing a service for the people. Gold is really protection. It's like an insurance policy for your wealth. And if I'm wrong, tell me why the Prince of Saudi Arabia is flying secretly to Switzerland to buy more gold. Tell me why Ray Dalio, the biggest hedge fund out of New York, is loading up on gold. Tell me why the number one trader, in 1987 when the market crashed, Paul Tudor Jones had the best performance. And why is he buying gold? So why are the brightest minds on Wall Street right now buying gold? And why this morning is it up another $13 at $2,743.10? I'll tell you why, Sid. I'll tell you what's going on. Since Trump left office, or we closed down an economy because of a disease, or at least something we didn't know enough about, we shut the whole economy down. When the Spanish flu the economy was bad. You had like maybe 1,200 miles of cars that could travel. You didn't have 5,000 jets in the air. And in the Spanish flu, you lost 50 to 100 million people. Now we have a massive economy, and our government shuts down the economy. I think that was the number one mistake, going back to shutting down the economy. Once you shut down the economy, you put out all small businesses. And who did you put in power? The oligarchs, the big Amazons, the Googles, the Microsofts. They come into power, and you say, why? Well, look, you have all the Walmarts in power. But now you take a look at companies, the smaller businesses have got cremated. They're destroyed. They all went out of business. And as time goes, those small businesses create 50 to 60% of all jobs. What happened? Well, I could tell you, once they shut down those small businesses, if you remember February 24, 2020, that's when the market dropped sharply. It was down 36% on the Dow Jones on February 24th. That, from an all-time high, the declines to a low. And then what happened was you had days there where it looked like the Great Depression. The market just kept sliding and sliding. And what I'd like to tell you, Sid, go back to 2020. Real money is gold. And if you verse gold versus the U.S. dollar from 2020 to 2024, the dollar is down 74.1%.
Wow.
The euro is down 86%. That's negative versus gold. And then if you look, the British pound destroyed. It's down 80%. So we could go across the board. The Canadian dollar, negative 90%. If you remember, they made a big deal about the Japanese dollar. It was down 147%. So when you go in to get your bacon, egg, and cheese 4 years ago at the local bagel store, it might have cost $3.75. Now it's costing $10.
Yeah, a bit of a difference, no doubt. So, look, we keep talking about the border. There's a bunch of issues. Israel, obviously, but I know most Americans, when they go to vote, Shane Siederman, in 15 days, most of them will be voting based upon what you just talked about, which is they can't afford to buy eggs. They can't afford to buy bread. We live in New York. This is fairy tale, man. I said this to my kids for years and years. We go out for dinners in New York City. We go to events. Most of this country, if they get to go to Red Lobster once in a month, it's a big deal. That accounts for about 47 states in this country. And it's bad. How bad is it as we get set to vote coming up in 15 days?
Well, I think anybody that's making between $350,000 and up, they don't think it's bad. But the middle class and the poor is very bad. And since Trump got elected, let's go to 2015, and he announced running. You had the Clinton spy campaign attacking him, the Russian collusion hoax. You had 2 impeachment shams. You had Hunter Biden. I don't know if you realize Hunter Biden was convicted of his laptop and his peddling of his dad's name, right? January 6th, insurrection, another hoax. The media has been against him. Twitter, thank God Elon Musk stepped up and bought Twitter, because I think, I don't want to, spread rumors, but I think there was a lot of Secret Service and FBI people working inside that organization. And now let's see what Jamie Dimon's saying. So a guy that, Jamie Dimon says that the economy's in trouble, the debt's out of control. He says if rates jump to 7%, the interest payment alone will be $2.4 trillion, right? Ray Dalio, the best hedge fund out there, says, hey, we're going to have a problem with the debt. Stanley Druckenmiller, who doesn't like Trump, we're in deep, deep trouble, right? We have bankruptcies in 2023. We're up 18%, and I think they're up even bigger in 2024. And now we're having the great cash out. What's the cash out? The cash out is when you got Warren Buffett sold $300 billion. He's sitting in cash, right? Ray Dalio selling. All the CEOs, the bulk of them are selling. They're not net buyers right now. We have a big problem on our border that you mentioned and highlighted, and you do a service for the people by doing it, because all the fentanyl and the drugs, China's making money off it. The cartels are making money, and the people are dying. The most Americans are dying. They ain't dying from there's more people dying than what that disease hit, COVID-19. So our problem is people can't afford rents. They can't afford gas. They can't afford food. And the middle class, Sid, could I ask you a question? Do you think a strong dollar is better, or you think a weaker dollar is better?
Strong dollar. Is that not true?
Yes, a strong dollar is better. So lower interest rates is not going to help us too much, right? And we got to back that dollar. If you want to see house prices come down, if you want to see food prices come down, if you want to see gas and rent come down, there's only one way for it to go down. We have to figure out a way to back gold, silver, and real estate on the U.S. currency. We have way too much debt. From the start of this country to Obama, they spent like $11 trillion. In the last few years, they spent another $11 trillion.
Wow.
And now the debt to GDP is 130%. You want to help the middle class? And Sid, you're the only guy I know out there always advocating for the middle class, looking out, like you said. Most people couldn't even go to Red Lobster. They couldn't even go to Jameson's for a cheeseburger right now. I think the cheeseburgers are $15.
Yeah, no, it's true. All right, so gold, silver, real estate on the way out. I believe, Shane bought advertising on this show. Congratulations, Bay Ridge Financial. Anybody smart buys advertising on this show, and I believe your campaign, ironically, does start today. But for folks who want to talk to you on a one-on-one basis and maybe start to make some money and stop struggling, Shane, what's the best way to do that?
Well, the best way to do that is you could always reach out to us at Bay Ridge Financial Group and give us a call. But I could give you the two most undervalued assets, and I don't know if they could get one of these assets. It would be very difficult. The other asset is silver. Oil's very undervalued, but silver is very undervalued. All the artificial intelligence needed, all the computers needed, all the electric grid has to be updated throughout the world. So silver is and now you got Russia buying silver. So as these other countries that have been pissed off by our government start buying silver, I think silver in the next 2 to 3 years will be much higher. Now, I'm not telling you to buy it. You got to consult with your financial advisor and get those disclosures. The other assets that's the most undervalued that we can't buy, and maybe John Castimetis one day can, is the great Sid Rosenberg. You are the Rush Limbaugh of this country. You are the best radio talk show host, and I don't need to blow any smoke up your butt. Everybody knows you're the best right now. And you know what? It's in his best interest to I think sooner or later you're going to wake up one day and you're going to be one of the – we won't be able to talk to you. You're going to be out in the Hamptons, and you're going to have a $100 million house, and we're going to have to say, hey – that's what happens when you're the best. From
your mouth to God's ears. That's very, very nice. I appreciate that. I really do. Thank you very much. I know you're being sincere, too. I see you all the time. On the way out, your Buffalo Bills got a big win yesterday over the Tennessee Titans. That must have made you happy.
Yeah, my Yankees and the Bills. That's it's good stuff right now. I think for New York it's good. I mean, the Mets look a little shaky, but I am a Yankee fan, so I wanted to see the World Series go through New York, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
Well, they'll be here. They'll be in it, so we'll see. Of course, best of 7, 4 of those games out on the West Coast in Los Angeles, and the middle 3 games of that set here in the Bronx with the Game 3 starting on Monday night. Great job, Shane Siederman, as always, Bay Ridge Financial Group. That was a terrific, terrific segment. Thank you for the kind words. I'll see you at the gym, buddy. Thank you so much.
Sid, remember one thing. Numbers don't lie. Your numbers are huge.
Thank you, buddy. That's what Trump always says. There you go. Shane Siederman, that way, Bay Ridge Financial Group, giving you some good information. Gold, obviously, silver. He loves silver and real estate. John Katzmatidis can certainly appreciate that.